Here's how all of the teams have advanced, and of course you can see that Utsunomiya, the original winners back in 2017 of the B.LEAGUE Championship, they have advanced to the final, and Utsunomiya Brex have gotten the job done, and well, they are now going to face the winner of this series, and of course Chiba Jets come into today hoping to punch their ticket with a 2-0 sweep. But Josh, look back at these highlights from yesterday's game, and who was it that really caught your eye for both teams?
Well, defensively, of course, Jeff, I thought that the Chiba Jets did fantastically in the second half. I mean, one thing that the Golden Kings can take into this game with a positive note is knowing that they shot the ball very well from the perimeter in the second quarter. One thing they're going to need to work on is how they mix that game up. They tried to force a lot from the perimeter, but as you can see, they went down low to Jack Cooley a little bit too late in the game, and that's what caused some problems for them. For me, Gavin Edwards, Sebastian Saiz were top players. And one thing, I don't think we saw the best of Yuki Togashi, but he did turn his game up in the second half, and that for me is what led to a Chiba Jets victory.
Well, you talk about Togashi, there he was, and don't forget that this is the guy that really is one of the faces of Japanese basketball. He was the MVP of the B-League back in the 2018-2019 season. He didn't get it going really until the third quarter, but once he got it going, boy, he was tough. And then this happened. Also, co-flipping was just an amazing. He was the X factor of all X factors. I don't think anybody, certainly I didn't, expect him to come out and make the impact that he did, and he was almost unstoppable when he had the ball in his hands. So just a solid performance really from Chiba Jets. They did kind of teeter a little bit in the fourth quarter. That had more to do with the Golden Kings. As you look at their shooting, Josh, 10 of 28 from three-point range, but the big stat right below the free throws there, even though both teams shot it well from the line, the big stat, the rebounds, and 49 to 32. That was just too much to overcome for the Golden Kings, especially on the offensive glass. 19 of the 49 rebounds for Chiba Jets came on the offensive glass. The Golden Kings roster from top to bottom, who are you looking out for today amongst those guys to really step up?
Well, for me today, it's got to be Jack Cooley. I think, the fact they tried to force a lot from the perimeter early on means that they do have to mix that game up. Dwayne Evans as well. I don't think we saw the best of him. Dwayne Evans, for me, needs to play a 3-4, possibly a point forward today to get things going, because they do need another effective scorer on the perimeter. Nishimoto, I thought, is a very, very good player, but if you can't get things going, go to a patient style, a pick and roll, and get other players involved.
Well, as you look at the naturalized Japanese, Gavin Edwards, and you look at that roster, the big strength, really, of this Chiba Jets team, I mean, they do have good backcourt play, but they've got just waves of bigs that they can bring in. It's not enough that they start with somebody like Josh Duncan and Seba Saiz, but they also bring Edwards off the bench. And then you have this man, Shannon Shorter, going up against Hayato Maki, that real up-and-comer in Japanese basketball in this series that we're excited to see. Of course, he's the guy that went head-to-head with Rui Hachimura back in the old high school days and tried to dunk on Hachimura in the high school championship. Didn't go well, but his career is on the up, and who knows, maybe that matchup will be a telling one in this game. So for the starting five for Chiba Jets, once again, Josh Duncan, Yuki Togashi, number 14, Takuma Sato, number 22, Seba Saiz, and number 31, Shuda Hara. And you cannot speak highly enough about the Spain international Saiz, what he has done for this team. And it's not just his energy and his rebounding, but he provides a lot of offense. I mean, he is a double-double machine. And as the lights are lowered and the fans turn on their flashlights on their smartphones and wave them in the crowd, we get ready for the introduction of the Ryukyu Golden Kings, the best from the West. So Josh, Dwayne Evans, Kishimoto, they certainly had some big moments yesterday. Tashiro, I thought, did himself proud as well. What they've got to do is they've got to get some more solid performances from the likes of Funyu, from the likes of Imamura, and we will see if that happens.
Well, Imamura does have to shoot the ball very well, Jeff, as we mentioned. I mean, Kishimoto, I thought, did really well as well, but Tashiro's another player that, again, consistency is going to be a key for him. He has to make sure that he goes for 4 quarters tonight. It's going to be a very tough matchup because for them, it's win now, stay alive, lose. It's going to be an early summer.
Okay, well, again, the music now is time to rock and roll. That's the best way to put it. I'm sure you were listening to this in your hotel room before this game, Josh.
I was probably even listening to us during a run in the park as well, Jeff. Very, very motivating, of course. But that's what they need to do. They need to get these players ready because, as we mentioned, they're down 1 game. It would have done their confidence absolutely zero good yesterday, losing in front of their home fans. They need to find ways to extrinsically and intrinsically motivate themselves.
So you saw Funyu, there you see Namizato. It brings a lot of energy from the bench. There's a man, Mitsuhara, we didn't talk about, Yuki Mitsuhara. He came in early, and it was a struggle for him. He picked up an early foul, he left the game, and we didn't really see him come back into the game. He ended up only playing 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Kim Tilly as well. I mean, it's not so much that Kim Tilly was anonymous yesterday, but he is a player that can make big plays, and he just did not make enough yesterday. So obviously a candidate to really step up today in this game 2. So the starting 5 for Ryukyu: Dwayne Evans, number 13, number 14. Kishimoto, the exciting point guard, number 24, Naoki Tashiro, there he is. Also, big bad Jack is in the house. Cooley. We're going to wait and see him in just a second. Before, we're going to see Hayato Maki. And there is Jack. Jack is back. Cool it. He knows that he needs to come out today and deliver. Can one man keep these bigs off the boards for Chiba Jets? Well, the answer is no. It has got to be a collective effort for Hiroki Fujita's team today. They've got to do a better job of boxing out. And really quite amazing, Josh, that yesterday, despite the rebounding hegemony of Chiba Jets, the Ryukyu Golden Kings were able to make a late run to get back in the game.
Well, of course, the Chiba Jets got very complacent. You know, 2 times we saw this happen. At the end of the first quarter and sort of towards the end of the third quarter, they built a double-digit lead, and it's almost like they took the foot off the pedal, foot off the gas at that point. When you're in the lead in a playoff matchup like this, you know the team you're up against are going to give it everything. And I think the one thing the Chiba Jets need to make sure today is that they continue to dominate the rebounds and keep getting to the free throw line. Those 2 stats were very overwhelming, but for me, that was the difference in this game.
And if there's one thing that we know about the Japanese B.LEAGUE, you simply cannot take your foot off the pedal. You got to put the pedal to the metal and let it go all game long. Atsushi Ono, again, on the road, his team with a 1-0 lead. Co Flippin and Josh Duncan doing a little bit of a pregame dance to get fired up, and the referees getting the talcum powder on their hands, having a swig of water before they go out and referee one of the biggest games of the season. Remember, if this Chiba Jets team wins today, they advance to the final to face Utsunomiya. There's the starting 5s for both teams. Jack Cooley, number 45 on the left for Ryukyu, number 24. Tashiro, number 14. Kishimoto, Dwayne Evans, number 13. And Maki, number 88. Togashi, number 2 for Chiba Jets. Sato, again, number 14. Size, number 22, Shurahara, number 31, and Josh Duncan, number 1. So we are about ready to rumble.
Well, Jeff, the atmosphere here is absolutely amazing. Again, as much as we love the B-League, it's just so fantastic to see spectators back here live for international basketball.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Okinawa Arena. This is Game 2 of the B.LEAGUE Championship semifinal between Ryukyu Golden Kings, who have won the opening tip, and Chiba Jets. Ryukyu Golden Kings attacking the basket to the left, and they score already. Kishimoto, yet another good start for him.
Well, much different from yesterday's game. There you can see already attacking the basket, making a different tempo. Good start for them.
Size is not shy, gets into the lane, misses, and Dwayne Evans rebounds it and gets it out to Maki. Maki looking to make it happen. Now to Evans. Toshiro looked like he might have shuffled his feet. Shot clock down to 5. Toshiro launches. Good!
That's a tough shot to make there, Jeff. But again, you see the pick and roll. Every time the Golden Kings set a pick and roll, it's a little bit too slow. If they go a little bit quicker, they can catch the Chiba Jets off-handed on defense.
There's Tagashi, picks up his dribble, and then he turns it over. Quickly to the other end, they break, and Kishimoto goes up, enters a trip to the line.
That's a great play there on defense. You can see just a hand in the denial there to come up with a loose ball. This is the kind of style that the Golden Kings need to play if they're going to come up with a victory.
Good play by Maki. Good decision. And Sato tells Kishimoto, my friend, you are going to have to earn this one at the stripe. And he's already earned half of it. He makes his first free throw. Remember, this Golden Kings team yesterday was perfect at the line. Not trying to give them the commentator's curse. They were 13 of 13. And they are out to a lightning quick start today. Both free throws and a 7-0 lead. Tagashi considers his options. They've got Shurahara in the right corner. Now he slips out, and now a little bit of miscommunication. So 2 consecutive turnovers by the 2018-2019 B.LEAGUE MVP, Tagashi, number 2. And before yesterday's game, we highlighted the matchup with Kishimoto and Tagashi. Kishimoto is getting the better of that duel today. Here he is launching it from the arc. 10-0. The Golden Kings. Timeout called by the Jets, who are running low on fuel.
Well, those are 2 big three-pointers now by the Golden Kings. But, you know, these are very, very tough shots. The Chiba Jets are making them work for everything. The question is going to be for the Golden Kings, can they keep this going for 4 quarters? Good start for them. But, again, are they going to be able to mix their game up, or are they going to keep going to the perimeter threat? I mean, that is a tough, tough shot.
Well, it was imperative that this team got off to a good start today from a confidence standpoint. And they'll be well aware that Chiba Jets are not a team that you get on top of and stay on top of with a big lead. They will come back. It's a game of runs, and the game has started with a big run for the Golden Kings.
I also think the Chiba Jets just need to calm things down a little bit. You can see on the offense a little bit of anxiety. They're trying to rush things, possibly coming into this game thinking it was going to be a walkover. Again, they need to compose themselves a little bit better and just slow it down a bit.
Well, the big problem, again, yesterday was keeping the Chiba Jets off the offensive glass. And if they're turning the basketball over and not getting up shots, they're not able to get offensive rebounds. So that, you know, they've only attempted 1 shot, and that was a miss by Size in the lane. So if you can be disruptive out on the perimeter, make them work, and get those uncharacteristic turnovers, early turnovers on Tagashi, you like your chances a lot more. Oh, Dwayne Evans falls over. Now he's back up, guarding Shudahara. Duncan backs his way into the lane. And this time, great box out by Jack Cooley. And a foul has been called. And Josh, I think probably they must have been listening to us yesterday talking about don't go for the ball, just put your body on somebody, because there was not a Chiba Jet in sight of that offensive rebound. Or of the potential offensive rebound. Now, Kishimoto gets inside, puts up a circus shot and makes it. Banks it in.
It's much, much better by Kishimoto, because as we saw yesterday, everything was about the three-pointer. Today he's got a different mindset, attack the basket, and it's paying much better for them.
An offensive foul has been called. Tagashi having a nightmare start. We did see, remember the adjustment that Golden Kings made early, I think it was in the third quarter, when they did actually start penetrating some. But Chiba Jets were able to seal that off. But your point is well taken. You got to mix it up. You got to beat them from the perimeter, but you also got to attack the basket. It makes life a lot easier on offense. Shannon Shorter, early introduction for him. And Dwayne Evans this time, and Gavin Edwards also in there. He is called for the foul.
That's a very, very tough call there, Jeff, because to me it looks like Dwayne Evans stumbles over. But, I mean, you could say to the fact that Gavin Edwards does have his right hand down low, but that's a 50-50 one for me.
So the basketball inbounded to Kishimoto, who has been electric at the start here. Nishimura also in, guarding him, number 11. Kishimoto has passed to Jack Cooley. And Kishimoto actually passed up a little mid-range runner. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, defensively, this is much better from the Chiba Jets now, putting hands in the passing lanes. Now they're starting to wake up defensively, but 5 seconds on the shot clock. They don't want to pick up a foul.
Evans, he knows the shot clock situation, steps back at the 2 if it goes, and it is. They had 1 foot over the line. Wow, this is incredible.
That's a good shot, but again, it's a very, very tough shot. There's not much the defense can do about that in that situation.
Nishimura, finally! It took 3 minutes and 20 seconds, but finally the 34-year-old Nishimura buries it for the first point of the game.
That's the composure that the Chiba Jets need. Just slow it down a little bit. A simple penetration kick out led to a wide-open three-point shot.
Kishimoto with the spin. Now to Evans. Evans gets the ball back, and it's the offensive boards, the work by Cooley that got Evans another opportunity. Shorter from the arc, and that's 2 in a row now. Chiba Jets starting to heat up. Clawing that deficit back to 10 points. Tashiro's thinks he can take Shudahara. Shudahara with a little bit of a push there. Now Nishimura in the open floor. Looks at his options. Nobody picks him up, but he misses the layup. And then Gavin Edwards flies in. And the referee says the ball went off of this Ryukyu Golden Kings team.
I don't understand the last offense by the Golden Kings. Again, going back to that isolation play, you got the momentum, a 10-point lead right now here in the first quarter. You got to slow the tempo down and play to your style. You start rushing things, forcing up shots, you're just inviting the Chiba Jets back into this game.
Fujita has to be excited about the start of his team. Now Gavin Edwards catches down low, is fouled. And the Chiba Jets, the bigs, looking to be assertive. And Edwards wayward with that second attempt. So 9 points advantage. Misato in the game now. He's got it. Imamura also in number 30. Here he goes. Puts it on the deck, drives in. Tried a difficult reverse layup. Great work on the boards, though, for the Golden Kings. Evans. Shudahara blocks his path to the basket, then he loses it.
That's good defense right there by the Jets.
Gavin Edwards goes in and once again is fouled, this time a little reach by Namizato. So Narito Namizato picks up his first personal.
See, this is the benefit of having a player like Gavin Edwards on your team. Now, this is 2 plays back-to-back where they're trailing by 10 points or almost in that level. Twice now he's getting to the free throw line. This is how you build some composure, get to the charity stripe and just chip into the deficit. Calm down the nerves of your team.
Edwards makes the first. You can see it wasn't so much a reach by Namizato as he had his hands up and then just kind of lowered his arm as Edwards attacked the rim. 16-8. Chiba Jets appear to be slowly but surely getting back into this. Also, Funyu has checked into the game, number 1, as well as Ishizaki. Oh, no, excuse me, not Ishizaki. So here's Funyu with the basketball. Imamura from the arc. And the ball goes out of bounds. Size. Hara open. Passes back outside to Edwards. Size. It is just an incredible development, really, for Size to be so consistent with that jump shot in the B-League. Now the turnover. And again, the charge called on Jack Cooley, or rather the offensive foul.
Jeff, one thing about the Chiba Jets and their offense, you see both teams really like to emphasize a lot of pick and roll, but again, when they set a pick and roll, they really spread the floor, give themselves a lot of room. And that last play there, Gavin Edwards, a simple penetration, drawing a defender over and kicking out to Sice, wide open on the 15-foot baseline jump shot. Much better spacing by the Chiba Jets in their offense.
Ishimura pushes it quickly. Now Sice spins, goes right up against Kim Tilly. And the Frenchman did a good job defensively. Funyu brings it back forward now. Namizato, Imamura again drives in, banks it in. And that was despite Size blocking his path.
Well, that was just a better play by the Golden Kings. Good ball reversal, good penetration, better finish.
Well, they sealed the path, and Edwards steps back. Good box out by Kim Tilly. Size not really as aggressive going for the basketball there. Namizato To the
Much
corner.
better.
Funyu. Good! That's another three-pointer.
Well, that's the best shot they've taken all game. Again, a penetration, and again, anytime you kick out to a wide-open shooter, that's the best offense you can get.
Third three-pointer of the game for the Golden Kings. Back to a 10-point advantage. Shannon Shorter. Oh boy, nice
Tough
little
shot.
turnaround from Shannon Shorter. He is a gamer. Namizato. Cooley asked for the basketball. He catches it. Now he goes right to work. And he's fouled. Gavin Edwards kind of sliding over in front of him.
Jeff, that's the first time Jack Cooley's touched the ball in the low block for the Golden Kings. And they've got to realize, look, at some point in the game, the three-point shots aren't going to be dropping, and that's the next option they have to go to. Throw the ball down to Cooley and let him get to the free throw line.
But the big issue is how many minutes can Jack Cooley give you before he has to sit down and catch his breath? And again, it's just an advantage you feel like this Chiba Jets has that's almost insurmountable, how they can bring bigs off the bench. Duncan now back in the game. Size goes out. And, of course, Gavin Edwards is still out there. Also, Ko Flippin has checked into the game, number 4, who was the absolute incredible X factor yesterday for the Chiba Jets.
As you mentioned, Jeff, Ko Flippin was just really a game changer. Very, very quick, great first step, but more importantly, just a great finish around the basket.
Well, he's in the left corner right now. It's Nishimura with the basketball. Duncan just beside the elbow and misses. Namizato avoids turning it over to Nishimura. Beautiful pass! Well, Namizato saw Evans get position. And the lead goes back to 12 points. Flippin'. Wow! And also a foul has been called away from the ball. That man is playing with some confidence. No hesitation whatsoever on this. So the foul called on Golden Kings away from the ball. They're battling for position underneath. And Yoshiaki Fujinaga has just checked in as well for Chiba Jets. Shannon Shorter. Minute 20 to go here in this opening quarter. And another foul called, this time on Imamura. But, Josh, I like the fact that they are scrapping away in there and trying to limit those opportunities, those second and third chances that were so important for Chiba Jets yesterday.
Well, they would have done their homework, of course. They would have gone into this game realizing the biggest thing was the rebounding, because you mentioned the offensive rebounding did lead to a lot of free throws for the Chiba Jets. But, you know, it's one thing with a 10-point lead. You saw there was a great play by Ko Flippin, but the Golden Kings can't afford to pick up any silly turnovers. They need to keep the momentum going forward and force this to a Game 3 for tomorrow night.
Duncan misses one of the two, and it's a 9-point difference. Couldn't have been a better start here for this Ryukyu Golden Kings team. Namizato open. Oh, hit the front of the rim and bounced out.
Interesting that Chiba Jets got to a 3-2 zone, Jeff. They play in a zone against a good perimeter shooting team.
Ko Flippin likes the baseline. Wow. Is he a revelation or what? And you can see even his assistant coaches over there looking at each other like, wow, Ko is on the go. It's Ko time. Evans back to Funyu. 3-point shot. Good! Another one!
I'll go back to what I said previously, Jeff. I have no idea why the Chiba Jets have gone for a high 3-2 zone. Why would you play zone against a team that's come out like a house on fire?
That previous foul where they were able to get free throws was on Dwayne Evans. So keep an eye on the foul situation. Now, Namisato, he's got time. A break. Goes to Evans. Oh, what hustle from Edwards. Incredible dedication, intensity to get back on defense by Gavin Edwards to swat Evans. And the lead remains at 28-18 for Ryukyu Golden Kings over Chiba Jets at the end of one.
Jordan Heath, known for his slam dunks. Yuma Fuji puts up a three and hits. Peak for three. Will come up short. Josh Scott with a tip in. Hiyajima open for three. Yes! He issues another lazy pass, but he steals it. Boy. That's going to be goaltending, no question about that one. But there were a couple of lazy plays from his end, but Chuji hits. Back-to-back threes from Chuji. They go to the King. The King for three for the tie. Little bit offline. Still enough time. Fuji for three comes up short. And just what has happened all throughout this game.
Well, certainly 28 points is way too much for Chiba Jets to give up in that first quarter. And you can expect that defense to tighten up here in the second, I would imagine. Meanwhile, we talked about Yuki Mitsuhara needing to contribute today. Inside, he has checked into the game for the Golden Kings. They need the big body, and I would guess, Josh, more than anything, he needs to come in and rebound. Look at Togashi. Very bad first quarter for him.
Oh, for Chiba Jets, they need someone to really be a facilitator in the backcourt. But going on to the Golden Kings, as you said, Jeff, yeah, anything they can do to control the rebounds can definitely give them a chance of winning this game.
So Josh Duncan coming out and burying a three. Boy, he was the big man in that quarterfinal triumph over Seahorses Mikawa. Meanwhile, you would have seen those highlights of Utsunomiya, their Game 1 victory in the semifinals. Of course, they punched their ticket to the finals. We'll see some highlights of that later on in this telecast.
Those are the kind of shots that Chiba Jets will live with. They'll force them to take bad shots. And again, poor offense by the Golden Kings.
Shorter likes the matchup. Gets it over to Edwards, though, from the top of the key. And the long rebound off the missed three-pointer goes back to Yoshiaki Fujinaga. Edwards will try it a little closer this time. He likes the matchup with Mitsuhara. Mitsuhara is frustrated. It's not easy to guard Edwards at the best of times.
Oh, definitely not. But again, you got to love what the Chiba Jets do it twice there with shorter and with Edwards. They're trying to post up, draw a double team over, and kick out to a wide open shooter.
And Duncan trying to pull Jack Cooley away from the basket as well. Fujinaga. from the elbow, goes in and out. Oh, terrific rebound by Jack Cooley, who may have caught a finger to the eye. Edwards goes up and checks on him. Well, Cooley is an absolute rebounding machine, and he shows it here. He's got Duncan on one side, and then he takes a shot to the face from Gavin Edwards. I mean, he has got a tough job today, doesn't he?
Well, he's tough as nails as well. I think the officials are just going to review to see what to make of this decision. I'd be very surprised to see if they upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul, but again, can't say enough about Jack Cooley. I mean, he is a top professional. He knows what he got into when he went for this job. He knows what he has to put up with as well.
Seven-point lead, and Jack Cooley. I'm sure he's. This has happened to him on so many times he can't count them on two hands in his career, because he gets in there and battles with everybody. And again, they're just looking to see if Edwards, if there's anything untoward there that merits an unsportsmanlike. I'm with you, Josh. I just think it's one of those incidental contacts, although he was kind of swiping his arm in there. If you're a lip reader, you're out of luck because they're wearing masks.
Well, Jeff, it's really interesting because, they've called it. Wow.
Oh, they have called the unsportsmanlike.
I'm very surprised because, Jeff, I was just about to say that, you and I have commented a lot of international and basketball Champions League, and we have seen some decisions they've made here in the B-League that probably would have been different in the basketball Champions League, and that would have been the benefit. But, again, I thought this was a natural movement because he's gone for the ball, but, again, officials have made their decision.
Well, usually when the free throw goes in, the basketball gods have agreed with the call, so he makes the first. And maybe they were sort of waffling on it, the basketball gods, because he only went 1 of 2. But on the other hand, just perhaps a little bit of extra time for Jack Cooley to rest, a man that needs to play a lot of minutes today. So they've gotten 1 point out of that. Let's see if they can get anything else. Traveling the call, a little shuffle of the feet by Naoki Tashiro.
That's a poor turnover to give away. That's a tough one as well.
Fujinaga gets it over to Shurahara. Side to his back end, gives it back again to Shurahara. Shot clock winding down, co-flipping. Hang time! This time unsuccessful. Great job by Maki. And then the foul, co-flipping. I think is that the first shot that co-flipping has missed in this semifinals?
I think you might be right there, Jeff. He did everything right. He made a great move. And again, unlucky just to hit the back of the rim on that play. That's tough.
He was perfect from the floor yesterday. 5 of 5. And the jump shot off target, size, rebounds, the miss. No, so that was actually his second miss. He'd already
missed a baseline jump shot already in this game.
Missed a shot today. That's right. Size surrounded. And it's either Nishimoto or, Kishimoto. Or Mitsuhara.
Surprised to see that Sice didn't make the kick out there with the double team came, because you've seen that a lot from the Chiba Jets. As I mentioned, they like to throw the ball down to the double block, draw 2 defenders up, and kick to a wide open shooter. Maybe just a little bit of anxiety coming from the Chiba Jets.
So Tagashi is going to come back into the game, as well as Shigehiro Taguchi is going to make his, I believe that's his first appearance. Yes, it is. So Atsushi Ono not afraid to go deep to his bench, and here he is right off the bench, and missing was Taguchi. We're in the Okinawa Arena. Ryukyu Golden Kings home, and they are taking on Chiba Jets in Game 2 of the B.LEAGUE Championship semifinals. Chiba Jets winning Game 1 yesterday. Now Jack Cooley gets down low. Great defense by Josh Duncan. Tagashi outside, and Hara for three off the back of the iron. Good job Namizato tapping it over to Tashiro. And this time the foul called on Shigehiro Taguchi. So far, the only player that hasn't gotten into the game yet for Chiba Jets is Raita Akaho, who actually I think is a really good player. So it does illustrate how Atsushi Ono trusts his players. I mean, he's got most of them out there already in this first half. Namizato, meanwhile, pulls up, tries to get it back. Chile at the right place at the right time. Then Jack Cooley, I think, rushed his shot. They get it back. Tashiro open. And Size collects the rebound this time.
Beautiful play, but Jack Cooley's got to finish that. I mean, we talked about getting the ball to him in the low block. He's got to be more effective.
Oh, tough drive down low by Shurahara. He's really doing it defensively, but looks a lot better as well offensively tonight.
Well, that's much better as well, Jeff, as you can see there, because they've been relying a lot on their bigs and a lot of kickouts, but shoot to Hara. That strong move again rewards himself with the and one. He's going to go to the free throw line now to make a three-point play.
So timeout has been called, and Ryukyu Golden Kings, they raced out to the big lead. Chiba Jets have tried to claw their way back, but right now Golden Kings doing a good job of keeping a little bit of distance between themselves and the team that has the 1-0 lead in the semifinals. But the Jets are keeping the pressure on. And they're going to the line here. Shurahara, very strong move. I suppose, Josh, if you asked the Golden Kings beforehand if they'd like to be in the position that they are currently in, they would have said yes. They'd like to be up by 6 points. But you do worry for them since they have had an even bigger lead, double digits. Can they hold off this Chiba Jets team? Well, Tagashi hasn't really made much of an impact today. He's yet to score. He hasn't attempted a shot. And he's turned the basketball over 3 times. Not what you expect from your 2018-2019 B.LEAGUE MVP. Shurahara misses the free throw. And that offensive rebounding potential of Chiba Jets just starting to rear its ugly head for the Golden Kings once again.
Yeah, it's tough that what you said about Yuki Togashi, Jeff, because you're absolutely right. I mean, he's having a tough game, but this is what real MVPs are made of. At some point, they find their groove, and here you can see it takes a wide-open three, but still can't get it.
Yeah, he's not going to be afraid to keep putting it up, that's for sure. Great rebound, though, by Jack Cooley. Surprisingly, just his third rebound, in fact, and now an unforced turnover. The pass from Kim Tilly. Kim Tilly goes off the hands of Narito Namizato. Fifth turnover of the game for the Golden Kings. Togashi's 3 turnovers, the only ones for Chiba Jets. Size, we saw him hit the 3 yesterday, but not this one. Namizato rebounds it. Namizato looking like he wants to do a little shaking and baking. He puts it up, draws the foul on Togashi.
Well, Takashi's got no composure at the moment. You can never commit a foul in that situation because now he's going to go to the free throw line, but more importantly, he just needs to play with a little bit more relaxed and not be so tense out there. You can see he's arguing with the referees, just needs to calm down a little bit.
Taguchi goes over just to check on Togashi to make sure he's okay. And here is Namizato, who likes the big stage, makes the first free throw.
Oh, that's one player there, Namizato, who seems a lot better focused today. I mean, yesterday it was just too much rush decisions, playing a little bit faster than he should be. Today you can see he's definitely more focused and definitely has a better aim and objective.
His 2 free throws take it back to an 8-point lead here with 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. Size, good work by Togashi, and there's Size backing his way and scoring with a little jump hook. And now the scrap and the foul called on Dwayne Evans. So that is his second foul, and this time Togashi wins the battle. So timeout on the floor called by Golden Kings. Oh, no, excuse me. We are at the official timeout. And the scoring for Chiba Jets. 5 points for Shorter, leading the way.
I think the first half definitely has been a storm for them to weather, and I think they'll be hoping to get to the halftime interval as quick as possible, just try to compose themselves. I mean, it was like this yesterday. Remember, they had a 14-point lead. They went down into the halftime interval down by 1, and they came out a different team in the third quarter. Probably we will see the same today, but again, it'll be a question of how well the Ryukyu Golden Kings can keep this momentum going forward.
So 9 points there for number 14, Kishimoto, who's had another really solid first half. He was good yesterday in the first half. He's 1 of 3 from three-point range. He's 3 of 5 overall from the floor. He's hit a couple of free throws. And again, let's talk about the rebounding. 17 rebounds for Golden Kings. 11 for Chiba Jets, so that has changed dramatically, and that is something clearly that Hiroki Fujita really impressed upon his team is we need to get after the basketball on the glass.
You're absolutely right, Jeff. I mean, the rebounds were a key thing going into this game, but also you look at their offense today, they're definitely playing collectively a lot better together, and they're going to need to make sure they replicate this success in the second half if they're going to send it to a third game.
Shudohara goes up. Oh, boy. Tough shot by Shudohara. Now the rebound and run from Tashiro. Decides to pull it back out. Namizato backs his way in. And 3-second violation.
That's a tough one. They've called that one on Jack Cooley. Just probably a little bit too long in the low block. But again, great ball reversal. I thought Kim Tilly should have shot that ball.
So Chiba just now trailing by 6. If they drill a 3, it's down to 3. Tagashi. To the heart, it's a long 2. Nope, does not go in. Great. Well, the rebound was there for Taguchi, but then he fumbled the basketball out of bounds.
It's almost like the Golden Kings are forcing the Chiba Jets to shoot from the perimeter, because you can see after every pick and roll, they're just congesting the low block. They don't want Edwards or Josh Duncan to get the ball in the paint, or Sebastian Saiz.
So Sato is going to re-enter the game for Taguchi. And here comes Namisato and the Golden Kings. Once again, leading by 6 points, just under 4 minutes remaining in the first half of Game 2 of this semifinal. Namisato, good! A good contribution off the bench from Narito Namisato here in the second quarter. Duncan has a reply. Namisato shaking and baking time. Nope, he's short, but he gets the rebound, takes it back outside. Watch this matchup. Cooley and
Cooley pushing it back on Josh Duncan, I believe.
So I believe Golden Kings are over the limit. So free throws coming now for Jack Cooley, who went 1 of 2. You might remember on that unsportsmanlike foul that was called on Gavin Edwards. He's 3 of 4 overall. Now 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Getting some good minutes from Jack Cooley today. He's played almost 15 minutes, in fact. Tagashi, good! It's only a matter of time before that man.
Well, that might just be the confidence stroke there, Jeff. He's made 1-3 now. How's that going to impact him? But again, under 3 minutes to go till we get to the halftime interval. Maybe, just maybe.
Putting it on the deck, driving in. Kishimoto. That was a tough shot.
I don't know why he didn't shoot the three-pointer, Jeff. They got a ball reversal, cross-court. It was wide open. Again, as you said, he just went in for the tough shots. Opportunities like those that the Ryukyu Golden Kings just can't afford to pass up.
Toe flipping back in the game. And Chiba Jets looking to get even closer. Tagashi pulls up, and that's 2 in a row for him.
Now you can see that the Ryukyu Golden Kings have to call timeout because they got a problem, and it's Yuki Togashi.
Well, you almost know that you're going to weather the storm. You're going to have to weather the storm, rather, if you're the Golden Kings. You know Chiba Jets are going to come back. You know that Tagashi also is going to be a factor at some point.
Well, Jeff, it's very interesting there. You can see there's two situations that he's come off a pick and roll, and you got to ask yourself, how do you defend Yuki Togashi when he's on fire on a pick and roll? Well, you have to jump out and stop him in his speed, because if he gets by you, he is simply too fast to guard. So you have to step out, bump him, cause him a lot of problems in the way, just try and slow it down as much as possible. And problem that the Ryukyu Golden Kings have is now he's hit his last 2 shots. Could this be his time to heat it up?
Okay, back to live action. Coming out of the timeout. Cooley. Over to Maki. Maki goes down the lane and he gets blocked by Size. Goodness gracious. Now Duncan. He is held at bay by Jack Cooley. Terrific defense from the Golden Kings big. Three-point shot. Good! That's what you were talking about with Kishimoto. If he's open, you got to take it.
Well, again, a better offense there by the Golden Kings. Draw a double team, kick it out to a wide open Kishimoto. He's got to shoot 3-pointers.
Size from the arc. Good! Well, they got it right back. It's been
Jeff,
relatively...
He's becoming a bus driver for this team, because in Europe, he was riding the bus, but here in Japan, he's driving it.
He was El Conductor in España, and now he's at the wheel. Oh, boy. Bad turnover and an unsportsmanlike has been called on Maki. 2 free throws and possession, and Chiba Jets can actually end up taking the lead, and perhaps a little bit of inexperience on the 23-year-old's part of Maki.
Again, as you just said, they're inexperienced, and he'll learn from it, but it's a wrong time to make that decision here in the playoffs, because now they have the chance to tie the game up. He's going to hit these 2 free throws, and you know what? I said tie the game up. They're probably going to take the lead if they can score on the next possession they get back, but there's no way this cannot be an unsportsmanlike foul.
So they do the right thing. They go in to review it, and they confirm that it is an unsportsmanlike foul on Hayato Maki, the 6'2", 1.87 meter, 23-year-old shooting guard. Turnabout is fair play, Josh. You get one unsportsmanlike foul called on one end, and now they've got one called against them. So Tagashi, who is wide awake now, makes the first free throw. Just so many weapons. I mean, that's what comes to mind for this Chiba Jets team. If he's had a quiet start, Size has had a quiet start, it seems like somebody else is always going to step up, and now those guys are starting to pour in the points, and look at that. It is a 1-point game. This Chiba Jets team is hard to stay on top of.
Well, they've also got to balance the positions very well. As you mentioned, Sebastian can also play inside, he can play outside, whereas Ryukyu Golden Kings, there's a lot of players that play similar positions, and I think that's what caused problems from yesterday, but right now they got to hold on to their lead going into the halftime interval.
They've also got the X-Man, Flip it in the right corner. He's got it.
Well, there he is.
He's open. Off the back of the iron, but Size with the board. Togashi, and offensive foul called on Josh Duncan, trying to set the pick.
Well, Jeff, I got to tell you, if I'm Josh Duncan, I'm going to be very furious at Yuki Togashi. Yes, it's an illegal screen, but Yuki Togashi's dribbling the ball too much. You sub one pick, you got to use it. Otherwise, Josh Duncan's got to move again, and that's where the problem's caused. You move too much, that's where the illegal screen is. One pick is set, just use the screen.
Well, first appearance in the game for Takumi Ishizaki. Combo guard, 27-year-old. Where's number 0? Namizato. Final seconds here in the first half. And Golden Kings clinging to a 1-point lead. Kishimoto gets into the paint, and he is blocked from behind by Ko Flippin. Kim Tilly, Jack Cooley, and even Kishimoto complaining that Kishimoto was hit on the head.
I'd have to see a replay, but I think I'd have to agree with him because he made a great penetration into the middle, and I felt there was a bit of contact there, but it's very tough to see from our angle, but it will be baseline ball now to the Golden Kings. 3.6 on the shot clock.
Well, they get an open one, and the basket is good from Kishimoto. Still time for Ko Flippin. No, he doesn't get it off in time. Well, you never know how important those 2 points will end up being by the end of the game, but certainly it has given just a little bit more of a better feeling to this Golden Kings team that was outscored 19-12 in the second quarter, but they go to halftime on top 40-37.
Jeff, I think that last play will do them a lot of confidence because you remember the unsportsmanlike foul could have brought their lead to a deficit. Because remember, Chiba Jets haven't led in this game, but they weathered that little bit of storm and they got one final bucket. It'd be very interesting to see, as you just mentioned, how important those 2 points will be for the rest of this game.
Well, Josh, here we are, and we're enjoying great Japanese B-League championship action from our VIP seats, and it has really been terrific stuff for the second day in a row. And with Golden Kings, again, they have the dream start. They're up, they pour in those 28 first quarter points, but Chiba Jets are resilient, if anything. They are going to come back every time.
Yeah, no, Chiba Jets have weathered the storm. They came out, they were down 10-0, but then they started to mix it up a little bit. You can see in the first half, they were trying to go down low in the low block. That worked out well for them. As soon as they were drawing double teams over, then it was a kick out and ball movement. But I've got to credit the way the Golden Kings have come out, playing very differently in this game. Spacing is much better, and they are hitting down open shots. The question will be, can they keep this up in the second half and force this to a Game 3?
And let's don't forget, the one thing that we talked about yesterday all game long was the offensive board work of the Chiba Jets. And so far for this Ryukyu Golden Kings team today, they have been excellent at how they have boxed out. They've actually won the rebounding battle in that first half, 21-15. They have given away 6 offensive boards to Chiba Jets, but, boy, that is a vast improvement on yesterday's performance.
It's simple. Coach would have said to him, look, that's the big stat, the big difference. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. They went to the free throw line a lot more because we kept fouling. He would have said to his players, to Jack Cooley, to Dwayne Evans, to even the backcourt players such as Nishimoto, your goal today, control the rebounds. If you want to win today, we take this to Game 3. We could probably book a final against Utsunomiya Brex. We lose today, well, you ain't flying anywhere this summer because we're still in the pandemic, so you might as well fight for a Game 3.
Well, lots of pride on the line here today, especially for Golden Kings. You never want to be swept at home in a playoff series, and certainly not in a semifinal. Utsunomiya obviously have already booked their spot in the final. They'll be watching this game with great interest, and also know that Chiba Jets or Golden Kings, they are going to be formidable opponents in that title game. I suppose they have the advantage that they can actually sit back and watch this game, Josh. But can we expect to see anything different from the Golden Kings in this second half?
Well, the question I'm going to ask the Golden Kings is, can they start to adapt their game? Because we saw yesterday they started to adapt their game a little bit too late. And what I mean by that is they were forcing way too much from the perimeter. Their game set was, we got to score threes, we got to score threes. And I felt, look, if the shots aren't dropping, you got to go to something else. You got Jack Cooley on your team, throw the ball down to the big fella, start to get to the free throw line, mix it up a little bit. But what I like about their game today, and hopefully it's a big change from yesterday, is they're getting better shots, much higher percentage shots, penetrations, kickouts, or even ball reversals. If they can continue to play like that, this is going to a Game 3.
Well, I love seeing Jack Cooley. He only has 4 rebounds, but every one of those rebounds has been sensational. But he has been putting a body on the bigs of the Chiba Jets, and it is such a strange sight to just see Size with only 4 rebounds at halftime. Josh Duncan only 2 rebounds, and then you've got Gavin Edwards, who has no rebounds. So all credit. It's a team effort on the boards, and certainly that was a point of emphasis. And I think we've got an exciting 20 minutes coming up here in this Game 2 of the B-League Championship between Ryukyu Golden Kings and Chiba Jets. So we're going to be right back before the start of the second half. And before that, we're going to see some more highlights. So don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
And let's go on to the next segment of the show. Here, we will be explaining and introducing to the viewers attractions of the B-League that are not well known yet, called What's Up B-League? Point 2. Asian player quotas. It's a new rule started from this season. Each team will be able to sign with one player from China, Chinese Taipei, Indonesia, Philippines, or Korea, and they do not count as the foreign player quotas. There are 2 main reasons. Number 1, improving the competitiveness of the B-League. It increases the opportunities to play against great players in Asia on a daily basis, and also to deal with excessive playing time of foreign players. Number 2, business standpoint. It enables the league to explore the Asia market, sponsorships, and broadcasting rights. There are currently 3 players playing under Asian player quotas. Jin Liu from China, playing for Nishinomiya Storks. Jaemin Yang from Korea, playing for Shinshu Brave Warriors. And 30 Ravenna from Philippines, playing for Sang Neo Phoenix, who have made a major impact on league's Asian market strategies. I heard some rumors that more and more players are coming. Who do you want next? Let's go on to the next segment of the show. Here, we'll be introducing the not well-known attractions of the B-League to the viewers. It's called What's Up B-League? For the 10th time, it's Point 10, Okinawa Arena. The recently completed Okinawa Arena is the future of B-League. With maximum capacity of 10,000 people, it is the first arena designed for sports entertainment in Japan, such as seat placement, massive screen, luxury rooms, VIP lounge, and more. It is built for the spectators, and it's a place where you can experience something out of ordinary. Let's take a look at the first B-League game that took place in the Okinawa Arena. Okay, wow, it looks so nice. This is the Okinawa Arena, brand new. Okay, this is the VIP lounge. Whoa, look at the view. Oh my god. It's so awesome. And the screen is huge. Man, is this an NBA arena? Okay, this is it. This is the 4D replay system, first ever to be introduced in the arena in Japan. And there is 64K cameras in the arena that enables to have a replay like this. This is so awesome. Look at this replay. A hometown native, Kishimoto of Ryukyu Golden Kings, said after the game, "The atmosphere of this arena brings out better plays for both teams. I felt that this game was an important first step that will lead to the improvement of not only B-League, but the entire Japan basketball. The Ryukyu players should be excited to play here as well, having this amazing arena as their home. Let me introduce some of the fans' voices like, "I don't feel like this is Japan. I'm speechlessly impressed. The view was awesome from any seats in the arena. I am pretty convinced that there will be more and more kids that will dream of playing here in the future." B.LEAGUE consider these arenas that values the environment of the spectators very important, and facilities like Okinawa Arena will be standard requirements of criteria for the new B1 license in the future. Starting with Okinawa Arena, next dream facilities are planned to be constructed all over Japan. We hope that with many more arenas utilizing the regional characteristics being built, the situation surrounding basketball will push up to the next level in Japan. And last but not least, Okinawa Arena is scheduled to be used in FIBA World Cup 2023. We will welcome you all if you have a chance to visit here and watch the game. Let's go on to the next segment of the show. Here, we will be explaining and introducing to the viewers attractions of the B.LEAGUE that are not well known yet. It's called What's Up B.LEAGUE? For our sixth time, they are the future of B.LEAGUE. Point 6. Under 15 Championship. B.LEAGUE has been holding Under 15 Championship for youth team attached to the B.LEAGUE under the age of 15 or younger from 2017. Their purpose is to develop and foster awareness, the culture of under 15 teams, and more importantly, to create opportunities and provide platform that will lead to producing players who can compete at the international stage. And let's talk about players who seized this opportunity and took their talents to the global stage. Chikara Tanaka, who was a member of Yokohama under 15 team in 2018. He won the MVP in the tournament. Then he went on to receive an offer from University of Utah, a high major D1 program in the Pac-12. There is still more players we have to mention that stepped up big time from this tournament and went on to play at powerhouse high school teams in Japan. This year's tournament just finished this week. I heard that the tournament was exciting and very successful. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins under 15 team won the championship, and Kanata Nagasato was named MVP of the tournament. Congrats to Nagasato on winning that championship and the MVP. Future is bright for you, and we are hoping to see you in the international competition one day.
Well, looking back at the first half action here in the Okinawa Arena, these two teams trading blows. A great start for the Ryukyu Golden Kings, going up by 16 points. And this Chiba Jets team, though, is hard to keep at bay, Josh. It's been a very interesting game. It's a game of adjustments, a chess match, if you will. But again, this Golden Kings team has got to. The main priority has got to be to take care of the rebounding.
As you said, Jeff, they're a very tough team, the Chiba Jets, to keep at bay. But one way the Ryukyu Golden Kings can sort of do that is not play up to them, sort of play down to them, if that makes sense. Slow the tempo down, be very patient, let the ball move, try not to play a run and gun game against Chiba Jets, because that's the style that they want to play. They want to get the ball up the court, and they want to play high tempo.
That was a big shot right at the end of the first half by Kishimoto, who, once again, folks, has really played well. He's got 14 points. And again, as you look at the stats, free throw shooting good for the Golden Kings, 9 of 10, just 6 of 9 for Chiba Jets. But that rebounding advantage for Golden Kings has had a big part of their success today. And Josh, again, you alluded to it earlier on with the COVID-19 pandemic, only 50% of capacity is allowed in the arenas. We've got just over 4,000 fans in the Okinawa arena today, but it has been an enormous success considering all of the issues that have been brought about by the pandemic. And here again, we looked at this at the beginning of the game. How might these two guys fare? Well, Shannon Shorter perhaps can put up even bigger numbers if needed, and Maki is doing everything that he can. He's got the 4 rebounds, but has yet to score. He's only taken 1 shot. But Shannon Shorter, again, one of those guys that can come in and change a game. He can take over a game, certainly for a 3 or 4 minute spell. And Tagashi, not sure what got into him at the start of the game. Josh, he had 3 turnovers, couldn't do anything right, had to come out. But then he finally came back in and finished leading along with Seba Saiz, those 2 guys with 7 points apiece. And Josh Duncan has 6. And also number 12, Shorter, you saw with 5 points.
Well, Jeff, one thing I imagine from the Chiba Jets is they're going to go out full blazing now here in the 3rd quarter. I think they're going to try and sort of set the tempo very early on. The question is, I think with the Ryukyu Golden Kings, as I alluded to earlier on, for them it would be really about slowing down the pace. Can they get things going from the perimeter? If not, can they start to play a pick-and-roll game with Jack Cooley and Dwayne Evans and start to force the ball down low? I think one thing that's going to play a very big difference for the Golden Kings is if they can put the Chiba Jets into foul trouble early and get into the penalty quite early.
Well, one player we didn't really talk that much about was Dwayne Evans. He has 6 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 3 rebounds. Hasn't really forced anything. Picked up a couple of early fouls, which may have contributed to his perhaps maybe not as blazing start that we're often expecting from him. He only played 7.5 minutes. But again, you have to tip your hat to Kishimoto, and also for Namizato, at least from a scoring standpoint, bringing a lot of energy. Namizato has 3 assists, also 5 rebounds to go with his 4 points.
Well, he's got to step up and play very well here because, remember, they lose this game. It's an early summer, and as I mentioned, no vacations this summer. So you got to win tonight and force this to a Game 3 tomorrow.
Second half action underway here in the Okinawa Arena, and Saiz reaches in, knocks it away from Dwayne Evans. So an early turnover, and Chiba Jets with an opportunity to pull even with a 3. Duncan attempts the 2, and from the elbow, Saiz, that's not a good sign. Tagashi, not a good sign anyway for the Golden Kings, and it leads to another basket. There were plenty of Golden Kings there, but they were ball watching, Josh.
Yeah, but the thing that worries me is that Josh Duncan doesn't roll hard enough on the screen, and then the next problem for the Kings is, as you said, Saiz just goes for a rebound. It's too easy.
Evans, so answers. And maybe this will be the half that he really steps up for this Golden Kings team. Tagashi, lightning quick, goes past Jack Cooley and earns a trip to the line.
Well, Jeff, the way you have to defend Yuki Tagashi off the screen, haven't gone back to the replays, as soon as he comes off the shoulder, whoever's defending big man, you have to stop him and not allow him to get anywhere, because once he has 1 or 2 steps, that's it, he's going by you, and that makes the defense collapse. So they have to show very aggressively and very hard when Yuki Tagashi comes off a pick and roll.
Well, quick as lightning is an understatement when you describe how fast that man is. He is like a bolt, and he is at the line, pulling his team now to within just 2 points. So he does indeed get it to 2. 43-41. A little bit of a trap. And they find the open man. Evans decided not to force it. We talked about it. The Chiba Jets team wants to play a little more helter-skelter pace. And they indeed force a little bit of chaos, and they tie them up. So they're going to get possession.
That's great health side
Long
defense there.
Yes, there was. Here's Tagashi again. Boy, he kind of forced that one. And Jack Cooley says, "This is my basketball," to Dwayne Evans. And Dwayne Evans wisely backs away. You don't want to turn it over in that situation. Kishimoto, meanwhile, attacks. They get it to Evans. Passes up the three. Seems a little hesitant on a couple of his chances, Dwayne Evans. And Maki back outside. So another opportunity. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Evans. Maki off the back of the iron. Now quickly. Hara puts it up. Boy, that was a tough. He kind of leaned into it on the break. Great control with the body. And he's tied in the game. 43 apiece.
Well, does a good job there to come up with loose ball and just taking a transition. But again, Golden Kings give up a lot of chances. Just probably overpassing a little bit too much in the last offense.
Oh, Cooley looked like he threw his right shoulder or arm into the defense, into Duncan, and clearing out.
I don't know why Jack Cooley did that. I mean, all he has to do is back down. He's got the size and physicality, but the only thing I can imagine, Jeff, right now, fatigue is probably settling in. I mean, if he just backs down, draws a double team over and kick it out, but that is a very careless play by Jack Cooley there in the low block.
Shidohara, very lively in this game too. Goes off one foot and, well, a little bit out of control as well. Kishimoto. Now Evans. Going to try his luck against Saiz. Maki. And again, another turnover. Tagashi on, nope, gets it to Saiz. And he was blocked but fouled by Maki.
Smart play by Tagashi there to identify the mismatch. As you can see, saw Saiz down low, guarded by Maki. One option, give it to him, get fouled. And now he's going to the free throw line.
Well, Imamura is going to come into the game. And the turnovers are starting to become a problem for the Golden Kings. They've turned it over 10 times. You know, other than Tagashi's early 3 turnovers, that has not been an issue for Chiba Jets. They have 4 turnovers in the game. The size puts Chiba Jets in front, and you know you've got a good team when you can have as tough a start as they did, and you can storm back and take the lead early in the second half, as they have. Size only goes 1 of 2. In fact, now it's 11 turnovers committed by the Golden Kings. A foul called down low. Is it Sato? No, it was not, excuse me. Just a turnover. So good job. No, they did call the foul. Apologies. Toshiro at the free throw line makes the first.
Judging by the way the Golden Kings have played, I was surprised that Toshiro didn't take the three-pointer. But again, a very smart play there just to go to the basket. And as I mentioned, try and get to the free throw line as much as possible. Slow the tempo of this game down so Chiba Jets can't play their high-paced basketball.
So Toshiro takes advantage, makes both free throws, and puts the Golden Kings back in front. Tagashi pulls up from the arc. And Toshiro, what in the world is he doing?
Well, Jeff, it was a
He's just gotta
poor
get the
shot, and again,
basketball up.
wow. They did great defense there to force Yuki Togashi to take a poor shot. But again, how did they just throw the ball away like that? And again, I just can only imagine fatigue is starting to settle in with these two teams after playing last night.
Well, here he is. Duncan was already, well, to be fair, it looked like Duncan was already falling down. But I think Toshiro has to do better in that situation.
He wasn't even looking up. He was looking at the ground as soon as he got it. Just first thing, put the ball on the floor, let's go. And as said, slow the tempo down if you want to win this game.
Yeah, quite clearly, Chiba Jets want to speed things up here in Okinawa. Sushi Ono-san looking on, and Fujita also, quite clearly, especially for Fujita, he believes this is the crux moment. This is the key time.
Good Lord. Oh,
Wow,
my
the
Lord.
three-pointer. Oh, no, that was a two by, that was a three, in fact, by Tagashi.
I mean, the way Togashi does the moves, it's like near impossible. The agility this man has, everything is difficult. And I think the translation for difficult in Japanese is Muzukashi. We're going to have to call him Togashi Muzukashi from now on.
Well, I don't want to risk saying something wrong in Japanese to reply, Josh, but I take your point. Here's Toshiro from the top. No, he passes down low to Dwayne Evans. And Dwayne Evans, soft little jump hook to tie it back up. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Chiba Jets again go to Togashi, this time a little long. Shudahara at the right place at the right time, but then can't hold on to the basketball. And Sato reaches in and commits the foul. Good quick hands there by Golden Kings to take it away.
Well, that's his fourth personal foul. So the question is, will he go to the bench after that one? I believe he will.
Well, will he put Taguchi back in the game? No, he's going to bring in Gavin Edwards. So a different look altogether. Also, Shannon Shorter comes back in. .47 apiece in Game 2 of the B-League Championship semifinal between Ryukyu Golden Kings and Chiba Jets. Imamura and Edwards flies in for the rebound. Remember, it's a 1-0 lead in the series for Chiba Jets, playing away from home, trying to get to the final to take on Utsunomiya. Now, from the right, Saiz, and this time doesn't get it to drop. Evans gets around Saiz. Now he goes right at the Spaniard and follows up his own miss and puts it up and in. Wow.
You gotta love that. Jeff goes in for the move, doesn't get it, but chases his own rebound. Something we didn't see from the Golden Kings yesterday. And again, maybe something that could pull away and give them a victory in this game.
Boy, he has got a very, very quick jump. Watch this. After this miss, he does excellent work. Just kept his arms extended, was looking for that ball. Giving Saiz a piece of his own medicine, to be honest. It's not often you see Saiz not come up with a rebound. Today, Saiz, though, just with 5 rebounds to go with his 8 points. Dwayne Evans is matching him. He has 11. Well, Cooley almost committing a foul there on Gavin Edwards. Now Shorter. Back to Edwards. And they take the basketball away. No, a foul called on Toshiro. Not sure what more defensively they could have done there. It looked like Jack Cooley had good position as well.
Well, defensively, they got to slow Chiba Jets down in transition. I mean, you can see the ball just goes too easily from one side to the other. by the time they've set that pick and roll and the ball's in the paint, it's only going to be one outcome. Someone's going to reach and they're going to go to the free throw line. So Ryukyu Golden Kings, they got to do a better job of picking up the Chiba Jets in full court to try and slow them out of their game.
Gavin Edwards, quiet day for him compared to yesterday. He goes to the line and takes care of business. Remember yesterday, Gavin Edwards had 20 points and 14 rebounds. Today he's got 5 points. There's Namisato. Not sure if he tried to bank that in or if it was just a bad shot. Shorter into the paint.
Good move.
Boy, he is tough to stop. Scores with the left hand. Shannon Shorter puts Chiba Jets back in front by 2. Imamura being closely guarded by Shurahara, has to get rid of it. Namisato now goes up against Tagashi. Passes to Evans. Steps into an open 3. And great rebound by Tashiro, but then he rushed his shot. Nevertheless, they stay after it. Now from the left, and it's good. And that's what hustle does for you. Tashiro drills the 3 and puts Golden Kings back in front.
It's a very, very good shot and a good play and a good kick out. But again, Golden Kings very lucky to come up with a loose ball in that situation.
Size open, doesn't think twice about it, and hits his second 3 of the game.
That's just a beautiful play there, executed very, very well by the Chiba Jets.
Tashiro passes up the 3 over to Namisato, who seemed perhaps a little reluctant to put it up. Here's Imamura from the arc, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point shootout.
Well, Jeff, we might want to be careful that the lights don't go out in this arena again, because these two teams are shooting the lights out.
Wow, and Shorter answers immediately. And you think right now it might be a good time to go down low, do something different. Namisato looks for the penetration, pulls up, and can't get it to drop. Only white shirts there for the rebound. Tagashi. Size hands it off to Shorter. Shorter, the conductor of the orchestra right now for this Chiba Jets team. Steps back, and that's another one.
Shot.
Boy,
unbelievable.
He is just maximizes his minutes. He is unbelievable. Shannon Shorter and Chiba Jets have their biggest lead of the game, 59-55. Golden Kings forced to call timeout.
Well, Jeff, that's the benefit of having a player of such experience there. You can see in the game the composure, being able to step up. I mean, he's hit some huge shots this evening, and that could be the difference for them in this game. The experience could pay off.
Well, you might remember yesterday as well, Golden Kings fought back valiantly and closed to within 3 points, only for Shorter late in the fourth quarter to go to the other end and to hit a 3-pointer. So he is definitely a player that is tough to deal with. Even if you're playing good defense, he seems to be able to get his shot off and to make those difficult shots. So if he's trying to keep his team upbeat and optimistic, don't lose heart. You got to keep battling.
Well, it's a big test now for the Ryukyu Golden Kings because it's probably the first point of the game where they are now on the back foot. I mean, it's probably the most they've trailed by 4 points. But again, it'll be very interesting to see how they finish these last 2 minutes and 14 seconds here in the third quarter.
Well, Shorter is he's now got 12 points on 5 of 6 shooting from the floor. And only Tagashi, who had the nightmare start, has scored more points. In fact, Tagashi now with 14 points. 14 for Kishimoto, who's been quiet in the second half to lead the Golden Kings. And the drive, and great work getting the foul called on Ko Flippin. So Imamura works hard, gets to the rim, or tries to get to the rim.
Jeff, it's definitely a smart play there by the Ryukyu Golden Kings, because you said now they're sort of being tested here by how well they can show their composure for the rest of this game. And getting to the free throw line is definitely a good way to chip back into the deficit and get back into this game.
Great work by Imamura, and the deficit cut back to just 2 points here, less than 2 minutes remaining. Nishimura in the game as well, number 11. Edwards just down low. This time one shot and out. Namizato. Namizato, out it goes into the corner, and Maki Kim Tilly again. We talk about Kim Tilly, hasn't scored, hasn't taken a shot. And now Gavin Edwards goes to the free throw line.
Well, Kim Tilly's game is really dependent by how well he starts the game off with his jump shot. You can see he loves to pick it up, he loves to shoot three-pointers. He didn't shoot too well yesterday, and again, it's been the same thing for him. He builds his game on his confidence by how well he shoots the ball.
Remember, it's do or die today for Chiba, for the Golden Kings. If they win, there's a game 3. Otherwise, Chiba Jets sweep them in the Okinawa Arena and move on to the final to take on Utsunomiya. Edwards free throws takes it back to a 4-point lead now. Coming up from 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Tilly goes to work on Shorter, gets blocked by Edwards. And Imamura has to put up a prayer. Duncan battling away with Tilly. And about the only good thing that you can say on that sequence for Golden Kings is the fact that it's not a three-point play opportunity.
That's very frustrating for the Golden Kings, because Kim Tilly does a very, very good job on the defense. He's got his hands very high, but it's where you can see Duncan elevates in the air. He just needs to stand his ground. It goes into him, and that's what causes the foul. And that's very, very poor there. And Chiba Jets, now another chance to get to the free throw line.
Duncan now 2 of 3 at the line. 7 points. Been a quiet day for him, just a couple of rebounds. And his free throws take Chiba Jets' lead to its biggest of the game now, 6 points. They whip the pass over to Imamura. And it's one shot now, Gavin Edwards. And one of the beasts of the East, this Chiba Jets team is getting the grip for this game now, looking to stretch that advantage even further. Duncan. And doesn't make the one close to the basket.
Dwayne Evans did a great defensive job there. Didn't go for a block and didn't send him to the free throw line.
Namizato, clock winding down. Good! Well, just a little bit of a momentum right at the end of the third quarter. As Namizato's basket makes it 59 for Ryukyu Golden Kings, 63 for Chiba Jets, 10 minutes remaining. I think we're going to see... Yep.
Jordan Heath, known for his slam dunks. Yuma Fuji puts up a three and hits. Peak for three. Will come up short. Josh Scott with a tip in. Fuji as always racing down court. Finds Heath inside for a slam. Jordan Heath, one of the top slam dunkers in the league. Scott finds Nabe. Nabe time, yes! And his squad, Kawasaki. Endo for three. Rattles out. Easy put back there from Rossiter. Basket and one, in fact. Getting in the stat sheet as expected. Fazikas gets two inside. His tally's up to 15. They send the double. Nabe time! Yes! Watanabe knocks that one down. Alvar Tokyo and the Chiba Jets. Those are the four teams that have made it to the finals in B-League history. And the Tsunemiya Brex will get there once again.
Well, you just saw how Utsunomiya Brex have made it to the final, and now it looks like this Chiba Jets team perhaps has the better chance of meeting them there. But you know what? 10 hard minutes to go, and we're going to see. I would imagine this Golden Kings team dig deep and give everything.
Well, Jeff, one thing I would say about the Golden Kings is if they can get into the penalty very early on, they can control the tempo of this game. But again, if they're going to play a very much a run and gun style, it's going to be Chiba Jets game.
Namizato. Well, he hit that shot right at the end of the third quarter, but misses with his first attempt. Nishimoto drives in. He's blocked by Jack Cooley. Not sure if he was shooting or trying to pass. Pass back to Cooley. And they're going to give the benefit of the doubt that time to Jack Cooley. Flipping, going for the ball. That was a lot of body on Flipping. It's a good thing that he survived that.
Just go flying at that point.
He gave up a lot of LBs in that collision. Namizato, quick pass to Cooley. He's blocked from behind by Flipping, who then gives a stare at the big man. I'm not sure I would be doing that.
Definitely not. But again, look at this. Great way to get the ball down low to Jack Cooley. And that's where they need to keep getting the ball. And I said, get to the penalty. 4 more fouls, and they can get to their free throws early on.
If I'm Jack Cooley, I want the basketball again. He's going to come out, try to set the pick, and almost turn it over, but they put up a running three-pointer. Now quickly shorter, and good hustle back. A little sloppy by Duncan, but good play by Tilly. And now Namizato struggling to keep the basketball, and they turn it right back over to Chiba Jets. And this is Chiba Jets' style of game, their preferred style. They like the chaos, don't they? Nishimura over to Duncan. Left open. Imamura rebounds the miss. Well, a couple chances for Chiba Jets that they've spurned. Now Tilly fouled by Flippin.
Well, there's the second one, and again, this is a good chance for them to slow it down a little bit, get into the half court. They're only down by 4, but they must control the tempo here in the fourth quarter.
Atsushi Ono over there speaking to his brain trust. Maki inbounds the basketball.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, she laid it up.
Yep, they end up with the three from Tilly. And good work from Tashiro on the glass as well as Jack Cooley.
Well, Jeff, they picked up a third team foul, which is good for the Ryukyu Golden Kings. But again, it's a very poor offense because they had a wide open layup, and it's almost like they're trying to predetermine what they're going to do. But again, not bad. 2 fouls away from that penalty.
Kishimoto puts it up from the arc. Good! Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. The same man that passed up the layup takes a crazy three and hits it. Shorter. Oh, nobody picks him up. I'll tell you, Shannon Shorter is on the court, and you better get him with one or two people. Force the basketball out of his hands. Oh, nice take. Kishimoto, he misses. Right decision, just the finish was not there.
That was a tough one. It's almost like he took off a little too far away from the basket. Probably could have benefited with one more bounce, as you can see. Went for the reverse layup, but Jack Cooley needs to do a better job of following that one up because that should have been an easy 2 points.
And now the worst case scenario has surfaced. Size is back in the game, rested and ready to bring the energy. See what type of impact he makes on the boards the rest of the way. Shorter. Dancing around up top, gets it over to Ko-Flippin. Good! And the lead back to 6 points, and Ko-Flippin, the X Factor. He's got 7. Evans, over to Maki. Good hands by Size. 12 on the shot clock. Well, the play is Arizona, Josh. Let's see what that is. Oh, boy, and Cooley gets his body on Nishimura. Nishimura goes down like a sack of wheat, and Jack Cooley is going to have to sit down with 4 fouls.
I think the fatigue is settling in right now. That's a silly one to give away because it's just a slight little shove. He didn't need to do that. All he had to do was stand still, and now it's a big loss for the Ryukyu Golden Kings.
And now the reach and the foul called on Tashiro. Well, what it does is it also gets somebody perhaps it's a little fresher into the game, but you do lose your primary weapon on the boards in Cooley for all that he does, all that hard work down low. Nishimura's pass batted away by Kishimoto, and now Tashiro drives in, and Evans tried to dunk it with the putback unsuccessfully. Then Shorter, just as he crosses midcourt, is fouled by Hayato Maki. So Maki also picks up his 4th foul. Imamura now back in the game. Well, you really do get the feeling right now it's now or never time for Golden Kings. They cannot afford to fall any further behind. Shorter backs his way in. Turnaround jumper. Oh, nobody able to box out Size. Edwards He pulls his way. Oh, boy, that was graceful in the end, wasn't it? Gavin Edwards with the spinning shot in the lane. 70-62, Chiba Jets on top.
Well, Jeff, the Golden Kings did all the hard part. They forced Shannon Shorter into a very, very tough shot. But what's the one thing they forgot to do? Same mistake from game one. They forgot to box out Sebastian. And in the end, Gavin Edwards, beautiful move down the middle. I mean, Tilly is a defensive matchup problem for them. But that's a beautiful turnaround jump hook there by Gavin Edwards.
But again, this all starts because nobody knows where Size is, and he comes in from the left, grabs the offensive rebound. And for a team that really did have some struggles early on in this game, trailing by double digits, they look pretty comfortable right now, up by 8 points, 6 minutes and 3 seconds remaining.
Well, Jeff, one really great point that you definitely made at the end of the third quarter was that, you know, it could be any player's night here for the Chiba Jets. And the Chiba Jets, the go-to player for them is obviously Yuki Togashi. He's had a very, very tough game, but other players have stepped up. And as we mentioned, Gavin Edwards, great game last night. Seba Saiz, great game last night. It's been a little bit of a struggle for them, but other players have stepped up. For me, Shannon Short has probably been one of the most crunch players for this Chiba Jets team. And it almost seems like there isn't just one MVP player. It just seems whoever's on that night is on fire. The rest of the players, they feed off that one player.
Yeah, he just has so many options. And I thought Shorter, even though he hit a big shot late in yesterday's game, I thought he was a little tired. But today he has really brought it. 14 points, 7 assists. So even when you force the ball out of his hands, he's finding teammates for shots. So here comes the Golden Kings. Less than 6 minutes remaining in their season. If they can't come from behind here against Chiba Jets, who lead the semifinal series 1-0, and that would have counted, I think, had it gone in.
Well, that's good for the Oroku Golden Kings. That's a 4th team foul now on the Chiba Jets. If they can get one more, they can just probably try and claw their way back in this one if they can control the tempo.
Well, Gavin Edwards really took Evans out of the play there. Got tangled up with him. I think that's also 4 fouls now on Gavin Edwards. Shorter out. And Hada back in the game. Evans forcing his way in there, gets after it. Tilly on the ground for the basketball. And tie it up. And the possession arrow so it looks like the basketball is going to stay at this end. Was not a great shot by Evans, but again, and that's what you got to do, what Kim Tilly did right there. You got to get on the hardwood.
Also, the Golden Kings have to identify the fact that the Chiba Jets are also clogging the lanes and just making things congested. This is a good time for the shooters now to spot up and just find those sweet spots, whether that be in the corner. But whenever you see the ball go inside, be ready to shoot the ball. Now, Jack Cooley's back into the game, and this should do them a lot of good in the low block.
But that was not a good picture there of Evans going out of the game with an apparent left shoulder injury. And
hopefully he's okay and he'll be back in the game.
Fujita's like, we can't worry about that. We've got next man up. Let's get after it. Okay, so the possession arrow, in fact, does favor Chiba Jets. They've got the basketball. Nishimura open in the right. And now he comes back door, and Kim Tilly comes in and gets the rebound. Kishimoto pushes it quickly. Cooley with those 4 fouls. Back to Kishimoto. Puts it up from the arc. And Jack Cooley, you can see trying to be very careful there that he doesn't pick up his 5th foul.
That's good for the Golden Kings, Jeff, because fighting on the floor to get that jump on, a possession arrow is going to go in their favor. Remember, 5 minutes to go, 1 foul away from getting to the penalty.
So Nishimura goes out. Tagashi comes back in. On the shot clock. Tilly. Cooley going at Duncan. Puts it up. Soft jump hook. Wow, that was impressive from Jack Cooley. Okay, we've got an official timeout here in the 4th quarter. And they have, they're just hanging in, Josh. Down 6 points. Huge play in the grand scheme of things. Maybe even a little bit unlucky that a foul wasn't called on that. Josh Duncan was all over him.
I was also surprised to see the Chiba Jets didn't come over and double team him in that situation. But again, as I mentioned, the Roku Golden Kings players, they have to be ready to shoot the ball because whenever that double team comes over, somebody is going to be wide open. Down by 6 with half the quarter to go. Anybody's game right now.
Well, from a foul standpoint, Cooley and Maki each have 4 fouls for the Golden Kings. And for Chiba Jets, Sato has 4 fouls. Ko Flippin has 4 fouls. And Gavin Edwards has 4 fouls. But it's a good, talented, deep team. And I really think that's one of the advantages that they've got. You can see Shorter saying, listen, we got to keep going. We can't just stop and try to start protecting our lead. We got to attack, attack, attack. So Chiba Jets winning yesterday, 96-85. If they win today, they sweep the semifinal 2-0 and advance to face Utsunomiya in the final. Good switching up high. Now Tagashi. Oh, Tagashi loses it. Look at that. A gift for Tashiro. Excellent defense for Tashiro, who defensively has been excellent today.
That's a good play for them. It keeps it within distance, but now they got to keep the composure again. But for the Chiba Jets, this would be a time to slow it down for them as well, as we're almost near the 4-minute mark.
And Tagashi picks up the 5th foul on Jack Cooley, it appears.
Well, that's a huge loss to the Golden Kings.
Watch.
There's the foul right there. Second one.
Oh, yeah. It looked like he got him a couple of times. A little bit. So Jack Cooley, frustrating in for him. He checks out of the game having scored 14 points and grabbed 8 rebounds.
But Jeff, it goes back to my previous point of how you defend a pick and roll. First of all, you cannot allow the Chiba Jets to get going in the open court. You have to either pick them up early, but when they set that pick and roll, you have to jump out and stop Togashi in his runs. By the time he gets past you, it's all over. In that case, what does he do? He draws a quick foul on Jack Cooley, and that's Jack Cooley's 5th foul. Jack Cooley should be very disappointed with himself in that situation.
But the good news, at least Dwayne Evans has come back into the game. We don't know specifically about his injury and how it might be affecting him. He had to get some treatment when he left the game a few minutes ago. His left shoulder. But it seems as if he's okay. So good news for him. But Tagashi, once again, comes out and makes a big play, gets a couple of free throws. And Size now called for the foul, trying to deny the basketball, the entry pass to Dwayne Evans, who clearly is still bothered by the injury.
Yeah, it looks like he's favoring that left shoulder. And again, it's very, very tough because he's got 4 minutes and 10 seconds. We don't know how much he can play through the pain. Obviously, we don't know what he's feeling. But again, 4 minutes and 10 seconds for the season to still be alive for another game tomorrow or for having an early summer.
Well, if you're a Golden Kings fan, you owe this man your gratitude because he is playing hurt. And I dare say it's probably affecting his performance. And that now is the issue that Coach Fujita has. Is an injured Dwayne Evans worth having out there, or is it perhaps better to have somebody else? He's trying to gut it out. He's a big-time player. He's got 13 points today, 8 rebounds. And again, did not look like the same. And Tilly almost tapping in the miss. But a good box out in the end by Saiz. Now Tagashi. Saiz turns. Good work by Tashiro. And now leads to the turnover. Another fast break. And Imamura lays it up and in. And it's the defense that's keeping the Golden Kings in it.
Well, the backcourt players now for the Golden Kings stepping up defensively and taking the pressure off of Dwayne Evans and the Bigs. Big moment for them.
And this is the guy that can kill you as well, but he gives it up to Edwards. He turns. Oh, boy, great footwork. And in the end, Ken Tilly couldn't even stay on his feet. Boy, that was a tough finish. Tashiro. Edwards into the paint and loses control. Oh.
I'd have to see the replay of that. It looked like Edwards went out of bounds with that. Oh, foul they've called.
Yeah, they've called a foul on Imamura, I believe. And good work there by Kishimoto to get everybody over there and say, hey, listen, let's forget about it. Here's what we got to do. So Edwards back at the free throw line and makes the first. He's been good at the line today. Now 8 of 9. Well, now 8 of 10 after going 1 of 2. 2:45 remaining in the game. Golden Kings over to Evans. Evans turns. Good work, though, by Tilly. However, Duncan boxes him out, and Chiba Jets, oh, so close to advancing to the final to take on Utsunomiya. Tagashi was tempted to take it. He gives it to Shorter, and Shorter, great job, again, not going for the rebound, but boxing out by Tashiro. Three-pointer from Kishimoto! Goodness gracious.
Well, Jeff, I was just about to criticize. I felt he should have made one more pass, and that is a huge shot that keeps him within 2 points. Big time with 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Well, he makes this one from Hamamatsu. Look at this. He is way out there. Drills it. He's got good range, Kishimoto. A good meter behind the arc. And Kishimoto, I've been impressed by him. I mean, I think he's been really solid. He's got 17. Let's see, he may have actually just gone to 20 points with that shot, but he is multiple three-pointers yet again today. Yeah, so
well, Jeff, I think the big difference in his game today from yesterday is the composure. Today he's making better decisions when he's passing the ball and facilitating, but as you mentioned, he is shooting the ball just as well as he did in the second quarter yesterday.
He's got 20 points, and he's got 4 three-pointers. So now 4 of 7 from the arc. Kishimoto, he has a couple of assists. He's probably not a pass-first point guard. He is definitely looking to contribute in the points department. Remember, Jack Cooley has fouled out of the game, and Dwayne Evans trying to fight through the pain barrier to help out. But it's really been the likes of Imamura, number 30, and Tashiro, number 24, that have really done the dirty work and helped this Golden Kings team stay in the hunt, as well as Kim Tilly, and they're battling away for rebounds. Shorter gets in the paint. Tough shot. Look at the rebound for Kim Tilly. 44 rebounds in all to 32 for Chiba Jets. Golden Kings can take the lead at this drop. Kim Tilly has put the Golden Kings back in front.
Well, that is a big time shot, Jeff. He hasn't made many shots in this series, but what a time to hit a three-pointer, put your team up.
Better late than never. Now Tagashi takes the three. And a foul called, it appears, out on the perimeter. Now the question is it on Kishimoto, and was it in the shooting motion? Was he shooting? Because if he was, it's 3 free throws.
Well, if Tagashi's going to the free throw line for 3 shots, Ryukyu Golden Kings will be furious with themselves because they've taken the lead. They got the momentum going. The crowd is on their side. I mean, there's the three-pointer for Kim Tilly, and what a big shot that is. But that should have been the game changer right there. But the Chiba Jets have probably going to be invited to take the lead back if it's Togashi going to the free throw. Oh, no, it's not.
It's an off the ball on Edwards. And so the foul, still not sure who it was on. With Kishimoto's reaction, I assume it was on him. And the question is, was it an unsportsmanlike? No, it was not. So it's an off-the-ball foul, and he makes the free throw. And ties the game at 76. White knuckle time, baby. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Here's Evans. And $1 million move, and just as he was about to finish, he was fouled by Edwards. But remember, Evans just missed a couple of free throws. So Gavin Edwards has fouled out. Tough loss, but no doubt with size, as well as Josh Duncan. They're not going to be fretting too much. They've got both of them in the game now. And we've got timeout. I have to say, I was impressed by Golden Kings yesterday. Despite really getting killed on the glass, on the boards, they battled back and made it a real game at the end. And we have seen that same fight in this one. You lose Jack Cooley to 5 fouls. You lose Dwayne Evans to injury, at least temporarily. And yet, it's the other players like Tashiro, like Imamura, and even Tilly out there battling away, giving their team a chance just to stay in the fight.
Well, Jeff, the Chiba Jets, again, it's the same story from yesterday. As soon as they build that momentum, they think the game is over, and they take the foot off the pedal. And what I mean by that is they just create careless turnovers that have allowed the Ryukyu Golden Kings back into this one. I mean, look, we thought when Jack Cooley fouled out of the game that it was game over because Dwayne Evans came in. You can see he was favoring that shoulder. But the backcourt players, they've pegged back. They've done it down the other end, and they've stepped up and hit some big shots. The question is now, can the Chiba Jets play with the composure to end this series tonight, or will we be going to a Game 3 for tomorrow?
Well, Coach Flippin is getting the call to come out, which is interesting. Also, Tagashi, you figure he is always going to be involved in something for this team. And you also have to keep doing what you've been doing well all game long, and that is put your body on those Chiba Jets players like Size, like Duncan, and try to keep them away from the basket to prevent them from getting those offensive rebounds. Evans, again, taking one for the team right now. 13 points, but clearly in pain. Takes the free throw and misses the first. And the Golden Kings fans can hardly look, praying to the heavens. Or looking up to the heavens. So he does indeed put the Golden Kings back in front by 1. And this is why they love basketball, Josh, in Japan. You get games like this. It really does capture the imagination. Tagashi.
It's big offense now.
Goes past Kishimoto. Oh, boy, looked like he kind of fumbled the basketball. Tilly was asking for a double dribble. You got to force him to take the jumper. Don't let him go past you, and he does, and that's what happens. You'd rather him shoot the jumper, I would think. And with 40
That's the agility of
seconds
Togashi. The way he's able to cross over and shake it up makes it impossible to guard.
Boy, that was a tough shot by Dwayne. Good heavens, Evans getting to the rim. Makes the shot and has a chance for a three-point play.
Well, Jeff, if I'm correct, he went with his left hand, and that was the arm that he was favoring with the shoulder injury picked up. So, my goodness gracious, this guy is playing through all sorts of pain.
Absolutely gutsy move by Dwayne Evans. And look at Fujita. He is pumped up, giving that low 5 to Kishimoto. But, boy, this is a vital free throw. They have missed some today, 14 of 19 at the charity stripe as a team. And Evans has had his issues, but you think it has to be because of the injury. He does complete the three-point play, and it takes it back to a 2-point lead. Wow. That's what you call getting a good return on your investment in that player right there. He is absolutely delivering. He's putting it all on the line for the Golden Kings. Look at this. He liked his chances when he pulled Size that far away from the basket. Look at Namizato also over there, Josh, warming up, wants to go into the game and take a game-winning 3, it looks like.
Well, Jeff, if you're the Chiba Jets right now, it's a simple game plan. 34.8 seconds. You want to run it down. Now, I want to put the ball in the hands of Yuki Togashi, and I want everyone else to spread out. Let him isolate. There's nobody on that court that is quick enough to defend him. Don't go pick and roll. Just spread the floor. Let him isolate. If he shoots the ball, crash for a rebound. If he goes in for a layup, also crash in for a rebound. But let Yuki Togashi do his magic right now. Let him use his speed, agility to break down all the defenders.
And the big question as well for me, Josh, is do they go early? Because, they might get a chance to get the basketball back, even if he makes the shot or misses the shot, and then the Golden Kings, depending on what they do, they would still have potentially one more possession.
I mean, if they can go early, go early. But if not, just try and look for that opening and let Yuki Togashi work his magic.
Don't forget co-flipping. Well, Togashi, they might want to get a switch so they have a favorable matchup as they did last time when Tilly had to switch over and guard him. Here it is. Tilly switches and they get it back to Duncan. Wide open in the corner. It's Shurahara, and it's a miss. And then the foul. And Chiba Jets, I don't think they got what they wanted, to be honest. Surely not.
I felt the pick and roll just congested the lane. They just need to give Yuki Togashi the space to penetrate. If you've got help side defenders there, you can't do that. So now they got to hope that the Ryukyu Golden Kings miss one of these free throws.
Tim Tilly, he's got some ice in his veins, doesn't he? He hit that big three-pointer, and there was nothing but net And the Golden Kings fans are looking quite emotional right now, Josh. I mean, we saw them. Look at that. Hands together. Praying for victory.
Now. A little bit of belief now going into a potential Game 3, depending what Chiba Jets can do here in the last 16.9 seconds.
Wow, unbelievable finish. What a comeback for the Golden Kings. Tagashi, short. Taguchi gets it back. The ball batted away. It's going to be the Golden Kings. They're going to go and win Game 2 and force the decider. Chiba Jets, as you said, perhaps took the foot off the pedal, and it has come back to bite them in a big way. As Ryukyu Golden Kings, they had lost their previous 3 games to this team, including here in the semifinals, but that man right there, and all really just a gritty team performance. The Ryukyu Golden Kings win it 84-78. And don't forget, Josh, they won it with Jack Cooley having fouled out of the game. And I really think, again, you have to go back. You know, we talk about Evans playing hurt, but you go back and you look at how well defensively Tashiro played and Imamura when they forced some of those turnovers, especially at midcourt that one time when they came out and took the ball away from Tagashi and went in for uncontested layups. For me, those were the plays of the game.
Absolutely, 100%. I think the Chiba Jets will be very disappointed because, as you saw down the stretch of the long game, it was turnover after turnover, and they played the similar game the Ryukyu Golden Kings played yesterday. They just didn't move the ball well enough. Too much isolations. And again, Ryukyu Golden Kings, they give themselves a chance now to get to that final.
会場の皆さん、監督と選手へのインタビューです。まずは藤田ヘッドコーチです。
Those two guys right there. Imamura, number 30, and Tashiro, number 24, boy. Somebody needs to give them a good dinner tonight. Coach Fujita's words.
ありがとうございます。
非常にほっとしたような表情が見受けられますが、今どんなお気持ちですか？非常にほっとしているように見えますが、今どんなお気持ちでしょうか？
いやもう本当に選手たちの、ファイトが、誇らしく、思うばかりです。本当に。あと皆さんの今日の声援のおかげです。ありがとうございました。
Well, he was asked, Coach, you sure look relieved after that game.
非常にタフなゲームだったと思います。最後の瞬間、ベンチではどんなふうにご覧になってましたか？
Coach Fujita said, I'm just so proud
もう本当に選手の気持ちだったと思います。今日はそれだけです。あと皆さんの応援のおかげです。ありがとうございました。
初のファイナルまで逆にあと1勝となりました。明日に向けてどんなことが大事になってきますか？
はい、もう本当ここまで来たら、気持ちと気持ちの、ぶつかり屋なんで、明日もしっかり、キングスの、ハートの部分を、出し切って、皆さんと共に、ファイナルの、切符を勝ち取れればと思います。明日もよろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。続いてエヴァンス選手です。
Boy, he looks absolutely emotionally exhausted, Coach Fujita. He needs a rest before he starts planning Game 3. Here's Dwayne Evans. He also said Game 3 will all be about the mental approach. I really appreciate the fans cheering us on here at home. That was Coach Fujita. Now Evans.
大丈夫です。
Dwayne Evans trying some Japanese.
僕の勝った完璧です。I feel great.
We
played
asked,
really well
it was a big
today,
win
fought
tonight
really
to send
hard,
it to a Game 3.
Shoulder's great, so I'm ready for tomorrow.
本当に嬉しく思います。本当にみんな、ここにいる全員がハードに戦ったと思います。本当にみんな誇りに思います。
今左肩も大丈夫というお話ありましたが、左肩痛めながら今日17得点という活躍でした。どんな思いで今日プレーされたんでしょうか？
Didn't really think too much. Really, I was just out there doing whatever it takes to win. I mean, it was either win or go home, and I was kind of just putting it all out there with my guys, so we got it done.
特に、今日の、点が17点とかそういうことを何も考えずにこうアシストをしたとかそういうのを考えずに本当に勝つことだけを考えてずっとプレーをしていました。そして今日勝てたことが本当に良かったと思います。
ファンは明日も活躍を期待していると思います。明日に向けて一言お願いします。
来てくれてありがとうございます。あなたはみんな素晴らしいです。
So it was put to him that the fans are expecting you to play tomorrow as well.
Thank you guys. Oh.
And Dwayne Evans says, thanks for coming to the
ありがとうご
fans.
ざいまし
You're
た。
all awesome. And you know that they really bond with him even more. The fact that he's making the effort to speak to them in Japanese.
It's impressive. Very, very impressive.
And now
この
Kishimoto is
大
going
歓
to come
声
out.
というのはどういうふうにお聞きになりましたか。
いやもう本当にすごく、力になりました。ありがとうございます。
今日負ければ終わりという中でどんな思いで今日はコートに立たれたんでしょうか。
昨日負けた後はやっぱりこう
Well, first he was asked, how do you feel about
悔しさもありますし、
the huge
ただポジティブにい
noise
なきゃいけないと
provided
か、
by
ちょ
the
っとネガティブに
fans,
なった
by
り
this
とか、
home crowd? And he just said
す
it
ごい
was
いろんな
huge.
感
It
情が
was
入り乱れ
so
てたんですけ
important.
ど、今日朝起きて、で朝体育館に来た時にやっぱりこうやってやろうという気持ちになりましたし、なんかこう。男を見せないとなっていう、
He
本
also
当
said
に
that
そういう気持ちに
yesterday,
なりました。
obviously, we lost yesterday. We had some mixed feelings.
じゃあ岸本さん、
coming into this
男は
one,
し
some
っかりこ
positives,
う見
some
せられた感じで
negatives.
すか。男はしっかり見せられたという感じですか。
Well, actually,
まあ
after
そこは
yesterday, but he said this
見てる
morning
方々の
he
判
came
断
to the
で、
arena
ただ
and
い
he
ろい
just
ろ
really
勝った要素
made himself
はあると思うんですけど、今日一番やっぱ勝った理由っていうのはホームゲームだったからだと思うので、また明日も本当に僕たちも頑張るんですけど、本当に会場に来られている方で、テレビの向こうで応援している方がみんなの力を集結して、また明日戦っていきたいと思います。
明日勝てば初めてのファイナルです。ファイナルに向けての
He
思いを
also
聞か
said
せて
the
くだ
biggest
さい。
reason that we won today is because the fact that we're here at
本当に
home
プ
in
レッシャーの
the
かかる場面ではある
Okinawa
と思うんで
arena.
すけど、
So it just illustrates
ゲーム3、明日が一番本当に楽しい試合だと思うので、
to get
全員で
that
団
home
結
court
して戦っ
advantage.
ていきたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。
So
インタビュー
Kishimoto
以上です
also。asked any thoughts about tomorrow, Game 3, and he goes, well, Game 3 is the most exciting and enjoyable, and we're going to fight as a team. So, well said Kishimoto, well said Dwayne Evans, well said Coach Hiroki Fujita, well done Ryukyu Golden Kings. They have indeed fought as a team, they have battled, and all I can say is the one thing, Josh, that really stands out to me about this Ryukyu Golden Kings team is that they face adversity and they don't run away from it. They meet it head on.
Absolutely right, Jeff. I mean, look, we talked about yesterday, they weren't able to play a very sophisticated style of basketball. They were forcing too much from the perimeter. And this game, they've been able to reflect on that. They took care of the rebounds. They made sure that they adapted their game. You know, I think a Game 3 will go in their favor. 3 games in a row, day after day after day, is going to put a lot of strain on these players fatigue-wise. Chiba Jets, they like to play that high tempo. Will they be able to replicate that same kind of style 3rd game in a row? Interesting to see. I might think that this will go in favor of the Ryukyu Golden Kings in Game 3.
Well, they have definitely stolen the momentum, and let's don't forget that they had a great start today, and that was imperative for them to get out to a good start. I think it kind of took some of the pressure off of them as they set the tone. Kishimoto came out and really, again, established himself early on. You did get the feeling that Shannon Shorter, when he was out there, he was making game-winning plays. But the bigs today were somewhat neutralized, even though they had their moments. You know, we saw size once again pop out. But the big deal, really, again, when you look at it, is they had no chance yesterday, Josh, because of the rebounds. I mean, it was just too much to overcome. Today, not only did they match them on the boards, they actually won the battle of the boards. 46 rebounds to 34, and they even out-rebounded them on the offensive glass, 15-10. So just a remarkable turnaround for this Ryukyu Golden Kings team. 4 offensive rebounds for Evans, 3 offensive rebounds for Maki, and the leading rebounder in the team was Evans with 9 rebounds to go with his 7 points. 6 rebounds overall as well for Namizato, the guard. A lot of that coming in the first half. And Imamura, 4 rebounds. I'm just trying to see from a defensive standpoint, Tashiro was excellent. He had 3 steals. Imamura had a big steal as well. And Kim Tilly had a couple of big steals. So that for me is the game. It's the defense, and it was that rebounding that really turned things around today for the Golden Kings.
Well, Jeff, as well, I just think the shot selection from the Golden Kings was much better today. You can see they didn't try to force a lot from the perimeter. There wasn't so much of this isolation, one-on-one style of basketball we saw yesterday. They really played for each other, and that paid dividends. And they really did frustrate Yuki Togashi on the defense, on his offensive game, excuse me. Question is, will they be able to do that tomorrow? We'll find out.
Okay, well, as we look at these closing highlights of this game, Shudahara, again, he had some energy that he brought to the floor. Togashi, again, it looked like Togashi was going to be a game winner at one point. He finished with 18 in the game. That was one of the better shots by Evans, though, who just gritted his teeth and got after it. Shannon Shorter, always a problem, whether it's his jump shot or penetration. But it was a team effort. And Imamura coming out and hitting that three-pointer. That was big. He had a couple of threes on the day. Namizato was, I felt, really good value in that first half. Kishimoto again, hitting that 3. I think he finished with, he was 4 of 7 from three-point range today was Kishimoto on his way to 20 points. Ko Flipping came out and hit that big three-pointer. Continues to be a factor for this team. He finished with 7 points, perhaps not quite as effective today. Gavin Edwards, Saiz, and Josh Duncan today, well, they did some damage, but they didn't do as much damage. And that was the big steal, really, for me, that turned things around with Tashiro taking the ball away at midcourt. And then another one, this time jumping into the passing lane, was Imamura going in and turning that steal into points.
Chiba Jets have to anticipate tomorrow in Game 3 that the Ryukyu Golden Kings are going to try and clog the lane as much and trying to stop Josh Edwards, along with Sebastian Saiz, from getting too much going on in the low block. So they have to figure out ways how to get everybody involved on the perimeter and get those open looks. And I just felt that was something the Golden Kings did much better. They moved the ball, they kicked it out, they got reversals, and they just got good high percentage shots from the perimeter.
And that was one of them with Kim Tilly coming up and hitting a major three-pointer. That time Togashi very cleverly was able to blow past the defender, but this was a turning point in the game as well. Evans injured, driving, sensing the moment, seizing the day, whatever you want to say. He makes the layup, then he's fouled and goes to the line. And again, that rebounding stat there, 46 rebounds for the Golden Kings, 34 for Chiba Jets, 15 of those 46 Golden Kings rebounds on the offensive glass. Perhaps didn't shoot the basketball quite as well at the free throw line today, although they had more opportunities, which was perhaps indicative of a slightly different approach today. And from three-point range, a little bit better today for Chiba Jets, 9 of 25. But all in all, just a terrific, terrific basketball game. And we're very excited that there's going to be a Game 3.
Well, Jeff, another key stat there is the points in the paint. It went in favor of the Ryukyu Golden Kings. And, you know, with only 2 post players, and Jack Cooley and, of course, Dwayne Evans, you would have thought that wouldn't have been a stat they would have been able to dominate on. But they have done that today, and that's very impressive.
So Kishimoto finished with a game-high 20 points, 18 for Togashi. And Dwayne Evans had 9 rebounds, a team high 9 rebounds to go with his 17 points, 8 rebounds, well below his average, I think, certainly in the playoffs or in the championship for size, 6 assists for Shannon Shorter, and 3 assists for Tashiro, who just does a little bit of everything to help his team win basketball games. So just all in all, again, very exciting contest. We were really happy to bring that one to you. And Utsunomiya in the final already at 2-0, the 2-0 sweep in their semifinal series. So does that make a difference for them? I think it probably helps that they can sit back and watch these two teams trade blows. They'll become a little bit more familiar with what they're going to face. But then again, you know, the team that makes it through this series is going to be battle-hardened, and they're going to be good value for their spot in the final as well. Again, just looking at the final scoring there on the right, Tagashi with those 18 points. You know, Tagashi certainly had his moments today, but, you know, 4 turnovers to go with 2 assists. That is a very bad assist-to-turnover ratio for your captain, your point guard. He has to play better than he did today if they're going to win tomorrow. And his turnovers, especially that last one, that was a crucial one there. It helped them come back. So that is it. Utsunomiya, you can see, advancing from the left. Utsunomiya Brex moving in to the final, and they are going to meet either Chiba Jets or Ryukyu Golden Kings, who are going to a deciding Game 3. No rest for the weary, Josh. It's Game 3. It's 3 days in a row. But, hey, these are young men. They can handle it.
Absolutely, Jeff. And I can tell you what, these B-League playoffs, they've never disappointed. It's just fantastic. And again, we're so lucky that the B-League have started to put the games here on YouTube for fans all over the world to watch, because the league is just getting better and better. But, Jeff, going back to what you said about Yuki Togashi, as talented of a player as he is and as poor game he had today, the thing that let him down was composure. He's got to get his mindset right tomorrow, because he has to make sure he starts the game off very well, and he's got to make sure that he runs a tempo and makes everybody on his team better so they can pick up that Game 3 victory.
So the B-League Finals, just as a reminder, will be coming up on May 29th and May 30th, and if necessary, on June 1st. So the Game 3 decider would be, actually, they'd have a day off from the Game 2 if it goes that far. And we know that Utsunomiya are already there. And once again, the question, who are they going to face? Will it be Ryukyu Golden Kings here from Okinawa, or will it be Chiba Jets? We'll find out tomorrow, folks. Thanks for watching. One final time is Ryukyu Golden Kings winning it 84-78 over Chiba Jets. For Josh Bed, I'm Jeff Taylor. Thanks for watching.